Hey there, Moose fans. Well, this is it. This is the video that will actually smoke the brisket. And this is down in the hot and humid Texas summer, unlike my t-shirt here, which shows you Alaska, cold and frosty. Love this shirt. I got it up there last year. Wish it was cold and frosty here. Anyway, I'm actually shooting this as the briskets are done. Just to give you a little bit of a teaser of what you'll see throughout this video. It turned out excellent. In my opinion, it's probably one of, if not the best I have ever done. I did have some issues with the temperature probes, mainly because it was all in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, and I couldn't figure out how to get it converted. So I had to make myself little cheat charts. And I had an issue where I got my probes mixed up and forgot which one was in which piece of brisket. Hey, we all make mistakes when we're cooking. This is fun and practice. But I hope you guys enjoy this. It was a lot of fun. The one recommendation I would make, if you go back to the video on the rub mix, where I had the 1 tablespoon of the chili powder, the hatch chili powder, I would recommend cutting that in half, down to about 1.5 teaspoons. And in fact, I'm going to modify my recipe to that effect. For me, it's good. It's got just the right amount of heat. Other folks that tasted it said it was a little too hot for their liking. So depending on what your tolerance is for heat, then you may want to make those kind of modifications. So sit back, get your pen and paper out, take notes, and you will make one that's just as good as mine. So here we go, Moose fans. Good morning, Moose World. It's finally time. It's showtime. Getting ready to start up the smoker, put the briskets on, and get this day rolling. It's hot, it's muggy, it's humid, it's nasty. It's South Texas. What do you expect? I'm getting ready to dump the charcoal from the chimney in here. I've had the mesquite chunks soaking in water. I'm going to put them in here in a minute. I've got half a gallon of apple juice in the water pan. The briskets are sitting right around here, and I am getting ready to fire this beast up. So I hope you enjoy today. It's going to be a long day. This is probably going to be a fairly long video, so I'll apologize for that up front. And let's get to smoking. Alright, here comes the hot coals. Shake them around, and then it will start doing their thing. Now we start putting the rest of this together. And this is why I said you need to have everything ready, set, go. This section right here was the big heel end. It's going on the lower smoker grate. You can see it's already starting to smoke. This is what I always call the trimmed end. And now you see why I had to split this into 2 pieces. If you can see, there was quite a bit of juice that came out of this on both pieces, both ends. I put the temperature probe in the lower one when I first got it ready to come out. Let me connect it back up. Probe number 3 goes into this brisket. And where did I put the clip? There it is. The clip for the actual smoker temperature. that temperature probe. Probe number 1. Alright, so this is going to give me 3 different temperature readings, and I'll go into this more in detail as we get going. Get the lid on here. Now, the first thing I see that I don't like about this this digital temperature probe is it's in Celsius. And the instructions said to download an app, which I did, and it's the Traeger app, which I don't understand that. And have not been able to get it to link Bluetooth with my phone yet, because that's what how you can change your centigrade to Fahrenheit. So I'll be piddling with that during the day, trying to get that figured out. Otherwise, this is how you get her started. I initially check it about once every half hour or so for the first hour. Adjust the vents here on top as needed to try and keep that temperature between, like I said yesterday, 225, 250. That's your ideal. So I'll be running back and forth today all day checking on this. I'm going to put some pecan chunks in the water to soak, because they'll go in next when I need more wood chunks. And when I get done at the end of the day, hopefully if I do this right, we're going to have us one hell of a good eating. Alright folks, time for the first check-in on the smoker. I don't know if you can see the smoke coming out. It's not real heavy right at the moment. And there's my big boy talking to me. Right now we got 101 centigrade in the smoker temperature itself, which according to my little conversion chart I just made, makes it about 220 degrees, so that's kind of where I want to keep it. You know, the meat's at 29 and 28, so it's got a long way to go, but that's okay. It's an all-day process. I'll continue to check on this as the day goes on, because about every half hour until I get it stabilized, and then once I get that stabilized where it's holding my 225 to 250 range, get the vents set up, and then it's kind of set it and forget it for probably till about 11:30. That'll be, about 11 o'clock. That'll be about 4 hours that it's been on. By then it may be time to add a little more charcoal or wood. So I'll keep checking back with you. Hope you guys... Hey there, YouTube world. We are back now for the second check. At about an hour or so, hour and a half, the brisket's been in the smoker here. And according to the thermometer, it's 119 degrees Celsius. And when I look at my little chart, 121 degrees is 250. So it's getting up close to where I want it to be. What I'm going to do is crank the vents down just a hair, because I don't want it to get over 250. And that should kind of help it maintain where it's at now. And then I'll check back again in another half hour, 45 minutes, and after that it should be pretty close to being at a point where I can leave it alone for quite a while. Both the internal temperatures on the briskets right now are 50 degrees, and let's see, according to my chart, 77 Celsius is 170, so it's got a long way to go, which we know that, and we want it to stay that way. So, hope you guys are having a good day. It's getting hotter and muggier here by the moment, and I will, again, be back with y'all after a while. Okay, folks, I'm back checking again. The thermometer is showing 100 degrees Celsius, which is 212, so I closed the vents down a little bit too much. I'm going to crack them open a little bit again and let her run at least an hour, hour and a half this time. You notice that I'm not opening the smoker, and that's an important thing. Once you button this thing up, the whole goal is to keep it as closed as possible. That keeps the heat in, the temperature more constant. You don't get a temperature drop off, and then if you get too much of a drop off, then you got to play with the vents and open them up. And you know, at that point, if you were graphing your temperature, it'd look like an erratic EKG all over the place, up and down, where you want more of a steady, constant heat. And that's what this smoker is really good for once you get it balanced. And it almost literally becomes set it, forget it at that time. And then all you got to do is add some more charcoal, some more wood about every 3 or 4 hours. So let me make my adjustments here, and then I will see y'all again in about an hour and a half. Hey there, Moose fans. We're at about the 4-hour mark right now, and we're still about 212 degrees inside the smoker. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the hatch here and throw in some more charcoal and some more smoking wood, and see what happens with that. So far we're doing good. We're still holding about 60 degrees centigrade on the meat, so that's no problem. I said this is going to be an all-day deal. Alright, hopefully that'll get some more good smoke rolling up through here. Get the fire stoked up a little bit, run that temperature up. And I'm going to set myself about an hour or so to check back on it. In the meantime, I'm going to go fix me some lunch. I'm back! Alright, things are clocking along. It's running at 114 centigrade, which is roughly speaking about 225, 230, which is exactly where I want it. It's getting dialed in, getting some smoke coming out of here. The last time when I put wood in there, I put some pecan. I'm going to throw a couple of chunks of mesquite in there right now, and maybe another handful of charcoal. And I would venture to say we're good now for 2 to 3 hours before I have to do anything with it again. So I know this part's kind of boring, just watching these little bits, but you know, and I can't show you what's going on because remember what I said, we got to keep the smokers buttoned up. That's important. Maintains as much consistency as possible. So it will be worth it in the long run, trust me. And when you get to doing your own, just remember that key. Keep it buttoned up as much as possible, and you will really reap the rewards when it comes time to chow down on this stuff. So I will be back again after a while. I'm going to put some stuff in the smoker and then go get some other work done today. Okay folks, time for the next status check. Right now the smoker temperature is running about 125 Celsius, which is around 265 degrees. I closed the vents down a little more to back it off just a little bit before I started the camera, And I threw in a couple of last chunks of mesquite and get a little bit more smoke on it. The trimmed or smaller end of the brisket on the upper rack is running 81 degrees Celsius, which 82 is 180. If you remember, I said I want to push it to about 190 before I pull it off. So I'll be back out here in about another 30 minutes or so to check things out. And the thick part of the brisket is running 77, which is 170 Fahrenheit. So that's what's still got a ways to go. But we're making progress. We're getting close. We're probably within half an hour to an hour of finishing up the smaller thickness piece of the brisket. So I will be back shortly when I check it the next time and let you know, and maybe we'll be pulling that one off. Okay, take care, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Well, Moose Tube World, guess what? The thinner brisket is now done to 190. I'm about to pull it off. I'm going to put it in the aluminum pan, wrap it in foil. You let it rest for at least another half hour or more before you slice it, and so it can begin to rest, reabsorb the juices and such. The other more thicker piece of brisket is up to about 180 degrees right now, so it's got about another hour to go. Hopefully I will be able to get a good picture of this here as it's coming out. I'll apologize for getting in the way, but I got to get it out of here. Okay, my mistake. This one was the one that wasn't showing quite as done. It's kind of bizarre, but the other one is down lower and closer to the heat. So I need to swap them back out. It just goes to show you never quite know until you know. Ooh, that's one. Another thing to invest in if you don't have them is a pair of heat-resistant gloves. Makes this a whole lot easier as you work on these. I want to double check the temperatures just to make sure that it wasn't a thermometer placement issue. Nope. Alright, so we got about half hour, 45 minutes left on this one. Bingo! Thermometer shows the second brisket is done. I'm getting ready to take it off now. Then I'll wrap it up, take it into the shop. I'm going to let them rest for a while, and then I'll shoot the last segment of this as I cut it out and do a little taste test. Hope you guys are enjoying all this. Heat index here is over 100 right now. Alright, the reason I opened up all those vents, I wanted to burn up the rest of that wood and charcoal because it's not good to use second time around. Hopefully it's not too ungodly hot this weekend, and I'm going to do the pork butts next. I started these at 7 o'clock this morning. That's when I actually put them on the smoker, and it is now 6 o'clock at night, so that's 11 hours. So the first one took 10, second piece took 11. It's been fun. It's going to be a lot of good eating once these guys rest and are ready to be sliced up. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I will see you on the taste test. Well, moose tubers, here's the finished product. These are the two pieces of the brisket. This was the thinner piece. This was the thicker. I took 10 hours and 11 hours respectively to do these. And I'm about to slice into them and see what it looks like, and then do a taste test. And then once I'm finished up with the videos, I'll actually slice it up, and then I we'll pack it in vacuum seal bags and freeze it up in meal-sized servings. But let's see what this looks like. This is first the trimmer end. The crust on this end is a little on the chewy side, but hopefully you can see the smoke ring in here, and that came from using the mesquite and the pecan wood. It gives it a really good flavor. And if you hear the fan noise in the background, again, I apologize that, but here in my little shop building, it gets hot. In fact, the heat index is supposed to be about 104 right now outside, and we have unhealthy air, which doesn't help matters any. So here is some of the slices. This is actually going to be part of my dinner. I had to put the dogs outside because they know they get the scraps, but they don't get the scraps till I'm done. And my big boy Jax would jump right up here on the table if he was given the chance. Alright. So as you can see, it looks pretty good here. Let's see how it does on the pull test. Just a slight pull. Oh, that's perfect right there. Okay, let me get up here for the camera on this one. And then I'm going to flip the cameras around here and do the little taste test. Okay, folks, here it is. They always say the proof's in the pudding. Well, how about the proof is in the brisket? Let's see what this tastes like here. Oh my God. I haven't used this smoker in several years, but I have got to tell you, oh my God. This is probably right up there with one of the best I ever did. Everybody says the best one I ever did was when I lived in North Carolina, and that was when my neighbor across the street, Eugene, kept stalking me, wondering where the hell I was at and why I didn't see any smoke, and I wasn't working on the smoking yet. And I'm kind of looking between two cameras here to see which one gets the best shot of this. But this just literally pulls right apart. I made some changes to my rub recipe, which is in one of the earlier videos. Oh my God, this is just perfect, spot on. I think a lot of this is going to disappear tonight. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun. Love making my briskets. To me, brisket is one of the main meat stays as far as life is concerned. Hopefully when I get to Alaska, maybe I'll be able to do some moose brisket or maybe some caribou brisket. I don't know. I'll try anything if I can get my hands on it. I've really enjoyed doing this. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button to notify so that you'll be notified when I make new videos. This is the 4th in the series. The next section of this I'll start working on here in a couple of days. We'll be doing the pulled pork. So there'll be a section, just like before, on cutting off some of the fat and seasoning it, and then the smoking and the final episode. And after I'm done with all of this, then I'll do a review of that B4 temperature probe. So far, I'm not really thrilled with it, but that's because it's smarter than I am. I did make myself some conversion charts from centigrade or Celsius to Fahrenheit, and that worked out okay. And I finally, about an hour ago, figured out how to download the right app from the iPhone store so that I can link it to my iPhone and then maybe make that adjustment from C to F and see how that goes. I mean, otherwise the probes work great. And it was nice being able to monitor the temperature of each one of the 2 segments of meat, just like I'll have 2 big pork butts, even though I did get my probes confused as to which one was which. But if you use anything like this in multiple probes, at some point you'll have the same issue. But it's a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's great eats. I won't steal Alton Brown's good eats. This is great. This is far better than good. If you guys don't know what you're missing, for those who don't live here in Texas, I just told you this entire series so far exactly how to do what I did step by step. Some of my comments have been that people really do appreciate the way that I go literally step by step and try and follow the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Cook, smoke, barbecue the way you, your friends, and your family want. You're not doing it for competitions. You're not doing it for TV shows. You're doing it for good, great eating. So I appreciate everyone's time watching all this and hope everyone has a great day. Thanks from the Lone Moose, boiling to death down here in the Texas heat and humidity. Can't wait to get to Alaska where this will not be a problem. Everyone enjoy your evening. Thanks a lot.